What's going on, guys? Broken Prophet here. Welcome back to the vlog. Here's hoping you guys are having an amazing weekend. If you are seeing this on the weekend, all right, this video, as you see by the title, is going to be on 3 of the most powerful hoodoo love spells ever thought of and ever worked. Now, I know this channel is almost a decade old and I've been at this for a very long time. So maybe you've seen variations of this, but there's more than one way to skin a cat. And now, why did I pick love spells? Because as you know, we are doing a hoodoo webinar on road openings this upcoming Tuesday, the 28th of January. If you're watching this after, then you can catch the replay. Just go to my website, www.trueconjure.com. If you have time, then you can still book your seat. But in February, the love month, in February, we are doing a webinar on hoodoo love spells where you won't see these because I never repeat the workings in my webinars. It's going to be on the 26th of February, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. By the time this goes up, it will be on my website, so you'll be able to book your seat. Okay? So without further ado, let's get into these workings. Now, there's a reason why these are some of the most powerful workings. One, the methodology is simple. Now, I know a lot of people say, well, most of hoodoo is simple, and that is his power. Absolutely. Absolutely. But also, these methods are so simple that it does not leave room for you guys to interject a whole lot of extra thought. You can just do them. You don't have to worry yourselves about memorizing a whole lot. Once you watch it, you can just do it and be assured of the results. And I know sometimes we get some new people to this channel. Listen, I'm the Broken Prophet, Papa Lou. I probably should have said that in the beginning, but I'm going to say it now. I've been at this almost 40 years. So I kind of know what I'm talking about. I know some of you will come here after having gone to other channels or having read a bunch of books. Let me tell you how I work. If I don't give you a Bible verse, it was not relevant for the working. If I don't tell you to dispose of something somewhere particular, it was not relevant to it. And listen, a lot of y'all want to message me and go, I don't have this. What can I substitute for it? You can substitute another working. Do these as given, and I promise you, you will get the results you're looking for. Okay? Now, the title may be a little bit of a misnomer because as I was getting ready for this video, I was like, there's no way I could sum this up into just 3 workings. So how about we do 3 categories of workings? Okay? How about we do how to get them, how to keep them, and how to bring them back if they've gone astray. Y'all like that? All right, let's get into it. So first, how to keep them or how to get them, right? Each of these workings are going to utilize one, well, they're going to have a bunch of multiple herbs, but the main one that is going to be in each category is going to be balm of Gilead buds. If the camera will focus, you'll see these are balm of Gilead buds, otherwise known as buds from a cottonwood tree. If you've ever been driving along the road and you see little white, puffy cotton ball type things blowing through the air that looks like a chicken truck just went down the highway, most of the time it's not a chicken truck. It's these balm of Gilead buds that have bloomed and are blowing through. These things, if you've ever been walking through the woods and you smell something really sweet, that's normally what is causing it. These are one of the strongest love herbs known to man. They kind of transcend hoodoo because a lot of different traditions use them. We're not going to say who got them first, but a lot of traditions use them and they use them for a reason. They are so powerful that if you try to buy Adam and Eve root, and they are so rare that people hardly ever have them, a lot of places will substitute a balm of Gilead bud and a buckeye for some reason for Adam and Eve root, but the balm of Gilead bud is the one that's doing all the work. So these different categories are all going to use balm of Gilead buds in different ways for maximum results. Let's get into the first one, which is how to get them. Now, look, it's coming up February 14th, Valentine's Day. That's the Super Bowl of cuffing season. And you have your eye on someone, but you don't exactly know how to reel them in, how to bring them. Listen, you are going to only need 2 balm of Gilead buds. Just 2. Now, you don't have to hold them like this. I'm just doing that. And 1 string. Simple enough, right? This is all you need. 2 balm of Gilead buds and 1 string. You're going to take some holy water or some altar oil or some come to me oil that you can get, whatever you have around, and you are going to anoint each balm of Gilead bud. 1 for you, 1 for the other person. Normally, I'll say, in the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, I baptize you and I name you whatever. And I do the same with the other. In the name of the Father, the Son, the Holy Spirit, I baptize you and name you. And then you'll use your name. So it'll be 1 for you, 1 for the other person. And then you put them together. Then you take some string. And it does not matter what type of string you use. people who have been around me for a while know I'm kind of partial to twine. I always have some twine around here somewhere. Twine isn't really good for wrapping something small, but I don't care. It doesn't matter. You can use dental floss if you can do it, and you just wrap them up. Now, before somebody says, "Is this a love binding?" There's no such thing as a binding in hoodoo. You know, the whole binding thing came about back when that movie, The Craft, was hot. You know, and every angst-filled teenager, wanted to feel special and call upon Manon, and was like, y'all remember that scene? I bind you, Nancy, from doing harm to yourself and harm to others. Y'all remember that scene? Then everybody started talking about doing a dadgum binding to somebody. There's no such thing. So you wrap. You wrap the balm of Gilead buds, and it doesn't have to look pretty. It just has to be done. Okay? You wrap them up, tie the string up, and then you take a red candle. If you want to draw them in for, let's just say, love of a very intense and temporary nature, or you want to draw them in for, something long lasting, stable, you recite from Genesis, in the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth was without form and void, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the water, and God said, let there be light. And you will light whichever color candle you use. Red for intense, fleeting passion, pink for something warm, fuzzy, and long lasting. And you will let the wax drip on the balm of Gilead bud, okay? And once they are coated in wax, you will let it dry, and then you will put it either in your pocket. Like, let's just say this is a coworker, and whenever you're around this person, then you will have it in your pocket whenever you are out walking around them, okay? Let's just say this is not someone that you come into contact with regularly. No worries at all. Because I know a lot of things are done online now. However you interact with this person, then you will have these balm of Gilead buds on you, even if it's just thinking about them, okay? If it's just thinking about them, you will have these in your pocket, and it will attract them to you. Just make sure y'all don't do weird stuff, because sometimes y'all will. Y'all will have the other person blocked because maybe y'all argued or something. Unblock them so that they can contact you, okay? This is an oldie. This is something that came from, like, my grandma, came from my dad. It's been around for decades, and it's been around for decades for a reason, because it worked. Very simple, but it works very, very, very well. And that is one way that you can attract a person using just balm of Gilead buds and some string. Now, I know we said we're going to attract them, then we're going to keep them. So let's just say that worked. Even if you did something for something fleeting and you caught feelings and you want to keep them around, or you did something, that you intended to be long lived, but sometimes things happen. Sometimes people get upset, we get angry, blah blah blah. You want to smooth things out, and you want to make sure, if you tired of me, get some sleep, and we're gonna get back at this tomorrow. Well, here's some things that you can do with balm of Gilead buds to make sure that they stay around. And let's just say there's not even an argument, but you want to keep that spark. Follow me. What you want to do is take your balm of Gilead buds and crush them until they're in a very, very fine powder. Mix that powder with a little bit of Damiana and a little bit of coriander seeds. Now, the coriander seeds look like this, so you want to grind them up too until you actually have a very nice sprinkling powder. And you want to sprinkle that powder across the doorstep. If you have a back door, across the back doorstep, and especially in the four corners of the bedroom. When you do this, remember I said, if I didn't say there's going to be a Bible verse, there's not one, because there's not one with this one. You just sprinkle it around in front of the front doorstep, front of the back doorstep, if you've got one, and around the bedroom in the four corners, you will find that person is more romantic. You will find that they are more considerate of your feelings, and you will find that they'll be less inclined to argue. Now, this works with men and them just not necessarily shutting down, but they'll go, you know what, I done told, you're right, my bad. Let's go and get something to eat. It just immediately snaps us back to where you wanted us to go in the first place. Now, fellas, with the ladies, where they'll normally go, ladies, when you do this working on them, they'll get a little cattywampus, and then they'll go up and then come back down and go, I only act this way because I love you so much. You know, we've been there. If not, you watch Baby Boy. But it makes the lows not as low and the highs high, so that we, tend to stay in the middle, and we have this relationship that just keeps on going. Okay, now that's one way that you can use balm of Gilead buds to keep someone. Now, here's a disclaimer. If there are children in the room, please take this off speaker, because we're about to get into some grown folk. As you know, relations can keep the relationship in place. Right now, these workings work if there were no relations and you want to bring them back, or if you want more relations. And the relations you have, it'll spice them up. Let's get into it. And again, with Balm of Gilead buds, what you want to do with these bad fellas is, again, you want to grind them up and you want them to be as fine as possible. Okay? You want to be as fine as possible. Ladies, if you are going to be doing this working that I'm about to give you on a man, make sure you grind these particles up very fine. And then you mix them with juniper berries. Mix the Balm of Gilead dust with juniper berries and a little bit of sarsaparilla. And then you bathe with them for 3 nights in a row. Okay? Bathe with that mixture for 3 nights in a row. Then I want you to read from the Song of Solomon. Now, a lot of times I'll say read from the Song of Solomon, and people say, well, Prophet, which one? Just pick one. Trust me, if you've never opened your Bible, flip to the Song of Solomon and start reading, and you will understand why I say just read something from the Song of Solomon. There's one time that reading it is okay. Normally I say memorizing. This is one time that reading it is okay. Okay. Now, when I say you bathe yourself, I mean get that bath hot and steamy, like women do anyway. Fellas, never ask a woman to run your bath water or turn the shower on for you. She gonna burn the brown off of you if you have some. Okay. I used to be dark skinned. I asked a woman to run me a shower one time. This is the result. So after you have bathed yourself, okay, you're going to lean over. Yes, bring that Bible in with you. Read from the Song of Solomon. When you come out, that man going to have his motor running. He's going to have his motor running, or she will have her motor running. It works. And y'all know what I mean. It works. Okay. Fellas, now our working, it requires a little bit more, but it is just as powerful. We are also going to grind up these Balm of Gilead buds into a fine powder. But we also need a raccoon gimmick bone. Okay. You know, this is the bone from his special purpose. And you are also going to need lovage root. You are going to mix the lovage root, the Balm of Gilead dust, into some water. You're going to boil it into a tea, let it cool off. For the love of everything, let it cool off. Once it is cool, you are going to take this special purpose bone and lay it against your special purpose. So you got, lay it against your special purpose. Y'all know what I mean by that. And you are going to pour that mixture over them both. Let it run down, fellas. A midget will be able to do pull-ups off of that thing, okay? And now, all you got to do, need I say more? Need I say more? The goal, see, the thing about these workings is, these workings are part enhancement, they're also part glamour. Because you're going to do your same old routine, front, back, side to side, your same old routine, but to her or to him, you coming right out the movies. They're going to go to work talking about you. What's that song? Let the neighbors know my name. Yes, that part right there. That working has got me called daddy more than Father's Day. And I don't even celebrate Father's Day. Do that working. That is how you keep them. And the last portion of this video, which is kind of running long, but I'm having fun with y'all. The last portion of this video is if they have gone astray, how to bring them back. Now, this happens in almost every relationship. Almost every relationship will hit a snag, and sometimes the snags really snag. Okay, y'all know what I mean by that. She packing up and leaving. He done walked out the door. And it's like, no, how do you on block, you left on red, you're pulling your hair out, you're doing all kinds of stuff. How do you get them back? Balm of Gilead buds are here to help you. So first and foremost, if y'all are just on a break and there's no third party, all you've got to do is take Balm of Gilead buds, mix them with mistletoe, burn them on a charcoal disc. And when the smoke comes up, pass a picture of the two of you through the smoke. And while you're doing that, call up a memory of the happy times between the two of you, okay? Think love, think happiness. Let that memory just go through your brain meats on repeat while you are passing that picture of the two of you through the smoke. They will come back. You can also, once that is all burned down to ash, take a lodestone, set a lodestone on top of a picture of the two of that same picture, set a lodestone on top of it, and sprinkle that ash on top of it, and they will come back. You can also, if you can see a point in the house where they have, outside where they've stepped, or they have left some shoes, sprinkle some of that ash either in their footprint or in the shoes, and they'll come back, okay? That is if there's no third party. That'll just have them sitting out there like, I need just going home. Now, the funny thing is this, once the person comes back, let them get back before you start with all them, because a lot of times people will do a love work and the person comes back and all the feelings that you pent up while they were gone, the anger, the frustration, who was you out there with? Why didn't you pick me up? You got some nerve blocking me and I pay your phone. All that stuff, wait a couple of weeks. Let them get back in the door first because you will run them right back out. let them in the door first. Okay. Now, if there is a third party, you can absolutely do these workings that I just gave you, but get you some Jezebel root. Get you some Jezebel root. Jezebel root, when soaked in water overnight, okay, it gets a little bit soft. And then what you do is you crumble it on their side of the bed. Now, even if, maybe they just stay here and there, that's still their side of the bed. Crumble it over on their side of the bed and then do the workings. And they will leave that other person and come lay right on their side of the bed. They not gonna want to lay on your side. Well, y'all will be on the same side for a minute. Hopefully more than a minute, And then they'll go right to their side of the bed. Now, a lot of times people will say, well, don't I have to do a breakup working before I do a love working? If you do the love working correctly, the breakup just happens. That's just a foregone conclusion. The breakup just happens. Let that settle in your brain meat. A lot of times people will try to sell you, I'm gonna charge you $500 for the breakup and then $500 for the love spell. No, if you do the love spell, the breakup just gonna happen. All right, this is gonna happen. So with that being said, here are 3 different situations, a bunch of different workings that work for love. Hopefully y'all enjoyed it. If you did, do me a favor, smash that like button, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member so you too can watch these videos live, and come to the webinar where we will be giving out more powerful hoodoo love workings. Thank y'all so much. I'm Papa Lou, the Broken Prophet. Y'all have a great one. Prophet out.